Hey, Geoffrey Nathan is with us. Geoffrey Nathan is a criminal defense attorney, which Russ has needed several times in his life here. He's 20 years experience. Specialization includes felonies, white-collar crimes, drug dealing, embezzlement, counterfeiting, and sex charges. Speaking of sex charges, Bill Cosby's in this. Oh, Geoffrey, thanks for joining us today. Good to have you on.
You got it. Thanks.
Hey, so, we have... You know, Bill Cosby was once, and Rusty Nails is a stand-up comedian. I mean, he just headlined at Planet Hollywood in Las Vegas a couple of weeks ago. And I mean, what is your take on Bill Cosby, first of all?
I just feel so sorry for him because he was such an iconic comedian, period, no matter race, or none of that came into it. And then within the black community, he was, you know, quite an icon. An icon, and it's just sickening.
But the point is, though, is that he stepped in it and smeared it in the carpet himself.
He did.
Did he? Wait, Geoffrey, am I jumping the shark there? Do you think he stepped on it and smeared it on the carpet by himself, or is he being unfairly judged by the media?
No, he's got everything coming at him that he deserves, and he's going to get back. Yeah. He's going to get backed in the wallet real hard. It's going to cost him his fortune, and that's what he's got coming to him. So, no, I don't feel sorry for the guy at all.
No. So what happens with him? He has been ordered to give sworn deposition in a lawsuit brought about by a woman who accuses him of sexually molesting her during a party. He gave her a roofie or something like that. In the world of law, he has no choice. He's got to show up. This is like you. When you get called to be deposed, you got to go, right?
You got to go. You'll be held in contempt by the judge if you don't show up, or if you show up and you say you're going to take the fifth when you really don't have a Fifth Amendment privilege. Again, self-incrimination doesn't apply in a civil lawsuit, so he's got to say something, or they'll move to have him locked up. That's what's going to happen.
Wouldn't it be better for this guy? And I'm just guessing here, just because I matchbook law from the University of Google, but wouldn't it have been better if he would have been criminally charged? Because he needs to be criminally charged with something like this. You need a full jury. With civil action, you need what, 2/3?
You need a majority who believes that there's a preponderance of evidence instead of the criminal standard of beyond a reasonable doubt. So in the criminal jury, they've got to be unanimous. They got to find that you're guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, whereas in the civil standard, it's a lower standard. So Gloria Allred's got a little bit of an easy case, especially where she's going to be able to slip in to the jury his confessions. Those can be used against him. So I think this dude is going to wind up.
Oh gosh! I don't feel sorry for him at all. I feel sorry for everybody that looked up to him. They're just like, oh, Bill, you idiot.
But I have to ask you this though, Geoffrey. Geoffrey Nathan, of course, G Nathan Law, GeoffreyNathanLaw.com. Talking about the destruction of Bill Cosby's financial. I mean, this guy was. Remember him? I don't know if Geoffrey remember this. He did the Merrill Lynch commercials, because it's my money. Remember those commercials?
I listened to him when I was a kid. I mean, it's sad. It's a sad story. I mean, I'm not saying this is good. It's not good for Cosby. It's not good, frankly, for America to have this happening. I think it's a very sad tale of a guy who needed a lot of help and didn't get it, and that's really sad.
Okay, so here's my question for you. You're a criminal defense attorney, okay? Bill Cosby calls you up 8 weeks ago, okay, and says, okay, look, I got a problem here. Yeah. What do you say? What does his attorney say to a guy like that? Because I mean, I understand there's attorney-client privilege and all that garbage. Let's face it, he clearly is. Where there's smoke, there's fire. I mean, if I would have heard from one person, I would have rolled my eyes. 2, I'm thinking maybe pile-on effect. 3, I'm starting to scratch. But there's so many women. This is like Bob Filner out here in San Diego. We emanate this national broadcast from San Diego, California. You remember the Bob Filner, the emperor, male. I mean, what do you say to a guy like that when you're the defense attorney?
The hardest thing is to get the clients to just accept your advice, and the first thing we say is, please, do not say anything to the media. Leave that to your public relations team. Leave it to your lawyer, but don't say anything. If you say anything, it can and will be used against you. If you take to the airwaves and you think that's going to help you, it isn't. And so that's one path that we go down.
Do you remember someone doing that? Who like a celebrity that's just kind of, I can defend myself, and sticking their foot in it even worse?
For heaven's sakes, I mean, they all do it. What do you mean? They all think that they can exonerate themselves. So do I remember? Oh, yeah, I sure do.
There's a book coming out on that, I bet.
At the end of the day, what is this going to do to him financially? I mean, it's going to ruin the guy. But I mean, is this something like this? Could this take a guy who is potentially worth hundreds of millions of dollars, take him down to his knees?
Well, I mean, that's kind of hard to fathom, where these women sat on their hands for a long time without going forward. But that does happen in statutory rape cases, where they just, try to forget about it. So again, it'll be up to a jury, it'll up to a judge, who'll have to affirm a jury's verdict. But yeah, this guy could wind up poverty-stricken. A lot of jurors are not going to like the fact that this defendant took a hold of his fame and used it to give people drugs and then have sex with them. I mean, no, that's yeah, that could wipe him out.
But
yeah.
but let's talk about this for a minute. What about some of the women who didn't come out until just now? I mean, isn't there some sort of a and not to excuse his behavior, but all of a sudden, why did you say something 10 years ago? Doesn't the defense sort of have a leg to stand on with respect to that?
Well, of course, that's the bellwether of the defense argument, is that they're lying. They're jumping on the bandwagon because someone came forward. So they're coming out of the closet to say, you know, this happened to me too. And in fact, they've got no proof. I mean, look, Cosby could try this case, and maybe he's going to exonerate himself if he takes a stand and testifies and says this is just all a fabrication. I don't know why these people are doing this to me. I'm not a pervert. So, you know, it could work for him. He conceivably could get himself off.
Yeah,
I just remember that.
All right, listen. Yeah. What are the chances he gets off of this thing?
It's slim to none.
Slim and none, and Slim just left town? Is that what you're telling me? No, thank you.
I think he's going to go down the path. He's up against some really good lawyers.
That's very cool. If I ever need a lawyer, I want one that looks and talks just like that guy.
Yeah, because I'm a little bit afraid of him.
Yeah,
that's good. Geoffrey Nathan, you're fantastic, man. Thank you so much. We'll put your website up there, and we'll have you back on the show real soon. Very nice. All right.
Charlie Sheen comes to mind now.
You know, Geoffrey Nathan Law Offices. Go to JeoffreyNathanLaw.com.
Massachusetts.
Geoffrey spelled with Geoffrey. Kind of like Toys R Us Geoffrey. Not really looks like a giraffe, I'm just saying.
Wow,
Chris
Janicus out on that one.
Sure did. Thank you, everyone.
Stuck her neck out.
Chris Janicus, our director. Jorge Sanchez, our assistant director. Bobby Woo's our producer. Zach Attack Weekland is our production assistant on graphics today.